Hey guys, my name is Blake. I make videos about DIY projects, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install a new dimmer switch. This video should work for just about any dimmer switch, but I'll be installing this Lutron switch that you can find down in the description for just over 20 bucks. This is a pretty easy and straightforward process and should only take about 10 to 20 minutes to complete. That being said, let's get started. Nailed it! The tools you'll need to complete this project will be a screwdriver and a voltage tester. To get started, the first thing we're going to need to do is to remove the wall plate. Once that is removed, we'll need to go over to our breaker panel and flip off the breaker. Your breaker panel should look something like this. Open the door and you should see a list. This list corresponds to each one of your breakers. Find the breaker that powers the room that you'll be installing the switch in. Once you find it, just turn it off. Now go back to the switch and double check that the power is off. I'm using what's called a non-contact voltage tester. They are much more beginner friendly to use than the standard voltage tester. I highly recommend it. Once you see a green light, the power should be off and we should be okay to start unscrewing the switch. I also want to say I'm not a licensed electrician, so do this next part at your own risk. On the back of the switch, you'll see two little black squares as well as two gold screws. If the wires are going through these two small holes on the left, you'll need to take a small screwdriver and press it into the black square and at the same time pull on the wire. If your wires are on the two gold screws, just simply unscrew the screws and take off the wire. You'll also need to take the wire off of the green grounding screw. Here's the dimmer switch I'll be installing. It's a simple toggle switch with a dimmer on the right hand side. For those of you that need the rocker style switch, Lutron also makes one of those as well. And the installation process should be nearly identical. Now I want to take a second and explain the difference between single pole and three-way. Single pole means that there's one light switch that powers the one light bulb in your room. Three-way means that there's two light switches that power the same light bulb. That being said, we can look at this next image and determine how we should wire up our switch. My switch is a single pole, so I'll be taking the two black wires and connecting one black wire to the bottom copper screw and the other to the brass screw. If you have a three-way switch, you'll take your two black wires and connect one to the copper screw and the other to the top brass screw. Then you'll take your red wire and connect it to the other side on the brass screw. This switch also has the quick connect holes that we took the wires out of, so I'll just be using those again. If your wire won't fit, then just use the screws for your connections. Also, don't worry about getting the black wires mixed up. It won't matter which one you put in the hole. Now just take the included wire nut and connect your green grounding wire to the copper wire. Then, just stuff all the wires back into the box and start screwing in your light switch. When you're stuffing the wires back into the box, just make sure that the copper wire doesn't touch any of the screws. If they are touching, then it'll instantly flip your breaker back off when you try to flip it on. After I got mine screwed in, I put my cover plate back on and I noticed that it was rocking just a little bit, so I'm going to cut this drywall that's making the switch stick out. Once I got that cut off, I put the cover back on and it wasn't rocking anymore, so I decided to screw on the wall plate. Now that we have our wall plate on, we can go turn on the breaker and give it a test. If your light turns on, then congratulations, you nailed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider sharing this with your friends and family. Don't forget to nail that like button down below and comment if you have any questions. If you guys want to support the channel directly, you can use the Amazon links in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later.